This is a tale as old as time itself. A mighty hunter almost made a terrible mistake. In the heart of a village nestled between a whispering wood and a sparkling stream lived a skilled hunter named Okeda. His name struck fear into the hearts of wild beasts, as he was known to be the best tracker and archer in his tribe. One fateful day, as he roamed deep into the forest for prey, he heard a sob that tugged at his heartstrings. Following the sound, he came across a beautiful slave girl with skin as dark as polished ebony and eyes like pools of endless night. She sat beside a rough tree stump, tears tracing paths down her face. "Why do you weep, stranger?" Okuda asked, his voice echoing with concern. The slave girl, startled, wiped her tears hastily. "I'm sorry, kind sir," she replied, her voice trembling. "I was merely admiring the beautiful butterflies and the playful monkeys." Her words dripped with honeyed sweetness, yet Okuda's sharp eyes detected a flicker of sadness in their depths. He couldn't shake off this feeling that she was hiding something from him. Despite his curiosity, Okuda knew better than to meddle in the affairs of slaves. Yet something about this girl, which he couldn't quite put his finger on, compelled him to take her back to the village. The elders, upon seeing the hunter approach with the slave girl, gasped in alarm. "Okuda, what have you brought upon us? That girl is cursed. I can feel it in my bones," declared the head elder, his voice shaking with foreboding. Despite their protests, Okuda insisted on keeping her, much to the chagrin of the villagers. As the night wore on, strange and terrible things began to happen. First, the village dogs, usually so boisterous and friendly, started howling and biting anyone who came near them. Then a thick fog rolled in, clinging to the village like a shroud, muffling all sounds and twisting familiar landmarks into eerie shapes. Fear tightened its icy grip around the villagers' hearts, and many fell ill with unknown ailments. All signs pointed towards the slave girl as the source of their misfortune. Cornered by the villagers, Okuda found himself torn between his love for his village and his growing affection for the enigmatic slave girl. In a last-ditch effort to save her, he decided to ask her questions. "Who are you?" he demanded, his voice echoing with urgency. "And why have you come to our village?" The slave girl looked up, her eyes shining with unshed tears. "I am Nena," she whispered, "a princess marked by the spirits. I fled my kingdom because my people were destroying themselves with their greed and wickedness. The spirits chose me to save my land, but they also cursed me so that no one would believe in me." As she spoke, strange symbols glowed on her skin, symbols that pulsed with an otherworldly light. Suddenly, the ground beneath them rumbled, and a giant leopard emerged from the shadows. Its eyes blazed with celestial fire, and its fur shimmered with the glow of 1,000 moons. It was a spirit, a guardian, sent to test the hunter. If he had come to believe in Nena and her mission, he would now be rewarded with the chance to save his village. But if he faltered, the spirits would turn against him. Okuda looked from the fierce leopard to the hopeful slave girl, his heart pounding like a war drum. He knew he had a decision to make, a choice that would determine not only their fates, but the fate of the entire village. He turned back to the slave girl, his face grim with determination. "I trust you, Nena," he said, his voice ringing with newfound resolve. Together they stepped into the circle of moonlight and raised their hands towards the sky. As one, they called upon the spirits, summoning all their strength. In that moment of unity, the leopard's eyes softened, and it nudged Nena gently with its head. The ground trembled once more, and the spirit leopard vanished, leaving behind a shower of silver sparks. Nena collapsed into Okuta's arms, her body weak and ethereal. But as the first rays of sunlight touched her skin, she was gone. The villagers, witnessing this miraculous transformation, realized the error of their ways. They had judged a spirit child by human standards, and had almost caused untold suffering as a result. Humiliated and ashamed, they apologized to Okuta, vowing to treat any spirit children with the respect and care they deserved. From that day forward, Okuta became known not only as the greatest hunter, but also as the man who had saved his village from the chains of fear and injustice. And though no one ever saw the slave girl again, her spirit lived on in the hearts of the villagers, a reminder that compassion and courage are the greatest weapons against the darkest of curses.